Hey guys, how are you? Welcome into a Saturday morning edition of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault, here on BettingPros.com. We are here with YouTube video, audio, wherever you get your audio podcasts, and BetMGM as the title sponsor. BetMGM, bet $10 to win $150 on any event with that promo code JUICE150 when you sign up for a new account with BetMGM, BetMGM.com. Okay, so we've come to Saturday of Super Bowl week. I have just driven 5 hours back from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. I am extraordinarily tired. What a damn week, man. So much fun. First time trip on Radio Row. Just an unbelievable experience. I feel incredibly lucky that I had the chance to go over there and be a part of what was just an unbelievable week. The biggest takeaway, Pat McAfee is the biggest star in media today. That's just the takeaway. It's unbelievable what that guy, watching his crew. We interviewed pretty much the entire, the Hammer Dong people. And I'm not saying that right, but I don't care. I'm tired. And just Pat and everybody else. It was super fun. It really was an unbelievable experience. But the room, just the way that they captivated the room. I mean, these are stars amongst stars. And it was incredible. It was my biggest takeaway, that the Pat McAfee show is just unbelievable. What they've done is just insane. But a lot of people like the Rams. Okay. I'm still going with the Bengals. I got the hat. Wearing the Bengals hat today. Wearing the hat. Got the hat for the Super Bowl here. I'm going to wear it all weekend. See if the Bengals can make some noise here. Shock the world, if you will. Although the public loves the money line. I like plus 4.5. I like the Rams to win 23-20. I will come back with the Rams money line bet. Live stream coming up tomorrow. I'll explain everything how I'm betting coming up tomorrow with the live stream. We'll have some more player props as well coming up tomorrow on giving you guys a bunch already, but I'll give you a couple of more coming up for the live stream at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern time for the live stream for us on Super Bowl Sunday. Okay, so real fast. This is going to be a very quick podcast because, as I said, I'm very, very tired. Okay, can we talk about the UFC fights tonight? Because there are like 8,000 college basketball games. I'm going to bet one college basketball game, but I am going to be involved with both the co-main and the main coming up for the UFC card pay-per-view in Houston, Texas, UFC 271, Adesanya against Whitaker 2. Can we start with the co-main? Derek Lewis, the Black Beast, up against Bam Bam Tuivasa, a.k.a. Shuey. All right, so Tuivasa, average fight time is 6:30. Derek Lewis, average fight time 9:23, which is a little bit surprising here for a heavyweight, okay? Tuivasa, big striker, averages 4.6 strikes landed per round. That is high. That is volatile. That's volume and very volatile in the heavyweight division. But Derek Lewis fights tends to go kind of long here, and Derek Lewis fights sometimes, if he's concerned about the power, like in the Gane fight, that thing went to the 3rd round. He lost, but it was a 5-round fight, but he was able to sort of keep himself out of trouble for a while before Ciryl Gane got after him. I think the same thing's going to happen here, okay? It's 1.5 for total rounds. I'm not sure who wins, but I think the fight might go a little bit longer than people think. I need this thing to go 7 minutes and 30 seconds. That's 1 minute longer than the average Tuivasa fight, but that's less than the average Derek Lewis fight, which is 9 minutes and 29 seconds. Derek Lewis's last fight ended in the 1st round where he had a KO victory. However, he lost in the 3rd round to Ciryl Gane, 2nd round knockout over Curtis Blades, which would be like right on the nose. Okay, kind of close. 2nd round against Oleinik. That was 21 seconds into the 2nd round. Against other fighters, he's gone 3 rounds for decision before that. It's not impossible to see Derek Lewis get going for a little while and be kind of a slower starter. Tuivasa is much different. Okay, this dude is a fast fighter. 2nd round knockout, 26 seconds into the 2nd round for his last fight. Greg Hardy was in the 1st round. And then he's on a run, really, of 3 straight victories in the 1st round. He's won 4 straight fights overall. That's why I think Derek Lewis might be a little bit less enticed. He's at home here, and I think he might be a little bit, not gun shy, but I'm not going to bet against Derek Lewis here when it comes to in Houston, Texas. Even though Tuivasa is an incredible fighter, I do lean towards him. But I got plus money on plus 155 on the over 1.5 rounds here. I'm going to bet this fight goes a little bit longer than people think. Everyone's going to think quick knockout. It's juiced up pretty good. Minus 180 to the under. I'll take the plus money. Half a unit at plus 155 for Tuivasa in Lewis to go longer than 1.5 rounds. That's 7 minutes and 30 seconds for this fight for us to get ourselves to cash. And in the main event, you've got Israel Adesanya up against, I don't know, maybe you want to call him his arch rival in Robert Whittaker. This fight probably should be happening in New Zealand, but it's not. Israel is 21-1. Whittaker is 24-5. Last loss for Whittaker came against Adesanya. Last loss for Adesanya was at light heavyweight against Blankovic, but he has dominated and cleaned out this division. So much so, they got to go back to let Robert Whittaker have a second crack at Izzy. Izzy 80-inch reach, 7-inch reach advantage over Robert Whittaker is a significant factor. Adesanya knocked out Robert Whittaker in the second round in the first fight here against Yoel Romero. It went the distance. 3 of the last 5 fights for Israel Adesanya have gone the distance. And I think there's a good chance that Israel Adesanya goes all 5 rounds here against Robert Whittaker. This is a value play for me, okay? Circa Sports in Vegas has got Israel Adesanya by knockout at plus 165, by decision at plus 170, and to win is minus 280. If you want to take away any of the doubt here as to how he wins, you can lay the minus 280. But I like Israel Adesanya to win this fight. But I'm not going to lay the $3 it's going to cost to bet on this. Instead, I'm going to look for what's logical. The total rounds are 4.5 here, okay? So the books expect Robert Whittaker to be a bit more durable. The books expect this fight to go deep. I don't think it's that crazy for this fight to go to the cards. Israel Adesanya, half a unit to win by decision here up against Robert Whittaker, plus 170. Take some plus money there. Plus 155 on the over, 1.5 rounds in the co-main, and Israel Adesanya by decision, going all 5 rounds for a half unit at plus 170 for 1 unit in play for UFC 271. The only college basketball game I'm betting, and there is a litany of them, I'm going to lay the 9.5 points here with Houston at home. Memphis is a bad basketball team. They're 8-12-1 against the spread on top of that, and they're 2-7 on the road. Memphis at home, laying 9.5 points. Memphis is 7-5 against the spread at home this year, 14-19 on the season. Houston's been playing some really good basketball, but they're coming off a loss to SMU in their last game. I expect them to bounce back in a really big way. Memphis has been playing some pretty good basketball. They've won 4 games in a row here. I think this is an angry Houston Cougar team. Take out some frustration. Don't think Memphis scores all that much. I don't think they're a well-coached basketball team. I don't think Penny Hardaway's a very good coach. I think Kelvin Sampson's going to coach circles around him. I'll lay the 9.5 points here. It's a big number. I'm going to lay it anyway. Half a unit on Memphis at Houston. We're coming in with that. 1/2 unit kind of flying around, and I may come back in and take the points in the Creighton game. I have a little birdie telling me that their top 2 players are out due to COVID at Georgetown, and there may be a little bit of an issue for that roster for the Jays. So if by chance this number continues to climb, and then we get the news that there could be as many as 2 top players out, we may come in and jump right away and take Georgetown at home. Georgetown, this is a perfect spot here. So we may come back in a half a unit with Georgetown plus 4.5, plus 5 going into this game. Got to wait and see kind of how it all kind of plays out. But I very much think Georgetown is live here at home. It's another one of these situations. Jays aren't nationally ranked, but you get 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6 points for Georgetown at home. That last half a unit very well might be going to that game, taking the Hoyas at home, even though they lost 12 straight games straight up. Take the points with Georgetown. Okay. Israel Adesanya by decision, plus 170. Co-main goes over 1.5 rounds at plus 155. Houston, minus 9.5 against Memphis at home for a half a unit, and then 1 pending. We'll see what happens with the other ones. I'm Matt Perrault. Follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Each and every morning, it's the Daily Juice Podcast. Always being brought to you by BetMGM.